Afternoon, I'm Christian Souza.
And I'm Darby Lee.
And we're here today in the city of Seattle.
On today's show, we will introduce you to a Native American woodcarver.
We also have a sports story that has its roots in Seattle.
And we'll take to the streets of Seattle to ask people how much they really know about Native American history.
So sit back and relax because VMS TV starts right now. First up, we'll introduce you to a man who expresses his heritage through his art.
My name is Eagleson Williams. I'm an 8th generation woodcarver, and my tribe is Didi First Nations out of Canada.
Eagleson's roots for carving have come from a very special place in his heart.
I started when I was about 3 years old, learning stories about my dad used to tell me stories about my grandfather carving, and he would carve blind, and it was a tradition.
So we walked down the street with Eagleson, and we simply asked him, why?
For one, it makes kids happy to see doing totem poles and see it painted. I've seen a lot more younger generation point out, oh, look, Mom, there's a totem pole. And she'd be like, what? And I'd be amazed that a little kid knows what a totem pole is. Most adults don't even know. They just look by and just walk by.
And Eagleson's traditions can help teach young kids patience and the value of hard work.
It's the time and patience that most kids don't have, what they need to learn nowadays. Love doing the art. And it's cool to see, like, if I had a small totem pole and I gave it to you, how would you feel? It'd all go to your classmates and you all go pass around this one totem pole and you all stay connected because you'd be like, oh, this guy gave me a totem pole, and it just goes around.
And stay together, we will. For the Student Television Network, I'm Micah Carlston, VMS TV.
Thank you, Eagleson, for sharing your story. We discovered that the totem pole plays a major role in Native American culture. Let's join Linnea, where she explains how and tells us about the weather.
Hi, I'm Linnea Nelms, and I'm standing in front of a Native American totem pole from Victor Steinbach Park. These totem poles are very important to Native culture. They use it to welcome people to their village, remember historical events, and celebrate their culture. Next to the weather on Friday, there will be a high of 61 and a low of 43. This weather will continue on to Saturday, but sadly, there will be a change. On Sunday and Monday, it will be raining, so remember to stay dry, wear a jacket out, have fun. I'm going to send it back to the desk and have a great day.
Earlier today, I took to the streets of Seattle to ask Seattleites how much they know about their Native American culture. What's up, STN? I'm Christian Souza, and we're in the streets of Seattle asking Seattleites what they know about Native American culture.
Well, I know a little bit. Chief Sealth, actually, how we got our name, Seattle, from Chief Sealth.
Chief Seattle is buried on Bainbridge Island over there on the Kitsap Peninsula, and anyone can go to his burial site and go to the Suquamish Museum.
There's a place here, it's called the Longhouse. It's in West Seattle, where it teaches you all about what happened in this city when they made this city.
How do you think Native American culture has affected Seattle?
Gosh, I really don't know. I guess I'm not a good person to ask about something.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for stopping your car in the middle of the road. Yeah, see ya.
We will now take a break to learn more about how Native American culture has changed over time in Seattle.
Many Native American tribes have lived in Seattle since around 8000 BCE. That's more than 10,000 years ago. But due to increasing population, many Native Americans are being pushed out of their homeland. In fact, there are only 2 major Native American reserves in Washington. And Seattle, which is named after a Native American chief, was founded by natives. And that's why preserving Native American culture is so important to our society.
Thank you for that piece. The sport of rowing is really important to Native American culture, and here's how.
My name's Alex Mann. I'm a rowing coach at Pocock Rowing Center. Rowing is incredibly challenging. It's a full-body sport where you really have to be completely focused on the task at hand. To get started in rowing, what you do is we have rolling enrollment, so you could say, hey, I'm interested in trying rowing, and so you'd come down, watch a practice, try it out on land. We practice 5 to 6 days a week, 2 to 3 hours per practice. And so for each minute of racing, we have almost 10 hours of practice going into each minute of a 6-minute race. And there's a really strong boat making culture within Seattle. within the native groups, and then you start getting different boats being built because Seattle's a port city, and so there's a lot of boat makers that start up.
We sent a team to Amazon where they found an employee who is very proud of his Native American culture.
My name is Michael Runningwell. I grew up in Montana. I grew up on the Northern Cheyenne Reservation with my mother's tribe. But my father is actually Lakota and Blackfeet, and I'm a little bit British princess. One of our protocols as a Native American is to try to understand your community, your family, your tribe. And we were funded in this year, and we're going to focus on a few areas like recruitment, try to get more Native Americans within Amazon, focus on retention. The Amazon actually reinforces some of my indigenous methodology. It's who I am. I guess it's very important. I take it even with me at work.
It's so good to know that there are still people who are proud and willing to share their culture.
It has been an eventful 8 hours, and we're so glad to complete this as a team.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Ian Stocks with VMS TV, and while we were interviewing Eagleson, we ran into his dad, and you will not believe his story. We'll have that and more on the next VMS TV.